They were flabbergasted that I thought we could do it. He's a complete jerk and destroys almost everybody in his path. On our audience ballot, it was overwhelming choice.
As we explored in the last episode of the season, Amarillo Little Theatre spends months deciding which plays and musicals it will stage. In this episode, director Allen Shankles walks us through the 9 shows selected for the theater's 90th anniversary season. Join us as we discuss the shows ALT hopes will have audiences clamoring for more in episode 2 of the season.
Well, I hope they're roundly accepted and loved, but I hope that every year.
The season opens with The Full Monty, a musical adaptation of the 1997 film about a bunch of out-of-work men who decide to become strippers to help make ends meet.
I think it's going to go one of two ways. I think it's going to be a bust, or I think it's going to be a huge hit that will capture the community's imagination and be fun for everybody.
It continues with The Best Man, a 1960 Gore Vidal political drama.
When we put The Best Man on the list, I said we couldn't do it, we would have to do it in the fall or not do it, because it's going to be irrelevant after November 3rd or 4th or whatever that the day is that our country's going to change forever.
Up next, The Birds, an adaptation of the same short story that inspired Alfred Hitchcock's film of the same name.
But it's not anything the same. This takes place in an abandoned cabin in the country, and some of the last inhabitants of Earth are hiding out in the cabin, and the birds are pecking at the windows and the doors, and so there's that ever-present pecking and clawing and scratching that goes on throughout the piece. But there's a power struggle taking place inside the house that becomes violent, and it's a wonderful, fun, dark piece.
Then comes the season's centerpiece, a production of Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks's musical adaptation of his 1974 film comedy.
I had to convince my staff to a certain degree because some of them had seen it too, and they were flabbergasted that I thought we could do it. But having recently done The Addams Family, and I mean, we've done some huge shows of late, and it just doesn't scare me.
In January, the theater will revive Brighton Beach Memoirs, a Neil Simon comedy it last produced in 2003.
We like to do a show that we can involve some of our Academy kids. We're very excited about it. It's a beautiful piece of work.
Up next is Terrence McNally's It's Only a Play, fresh off an acclaimed 2014 Broadway run with Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick, and Megan Mullally.
It has a real insider humor to it. You have to know a little bit, you don't have to, but it's going to be more enjoyable for people that know about theater and Broadway. We thought, well, it'll fit at the Adventure Space nicely because it's typically a more educated patron at the Adventure Space, more knowledgeable about theater in general than our main stage audiences are. And so we thought the jokes would land better with them at the Adventure Space.
Then comes ALT's audience's #1 pick for the season, the perennially popular Noises Off.
On our audience ballot, it was overwhelming choice, even though we've done it once before, and it was done recently by merely players at AC. But it's a play that everybody loves and adores, and so we had so much interest in it, we thought we'd do it again.
The Adventure Space season ends with a new black comedy, Seminar, about a famous writer teaching a writing class.
He's a complete jerk and destroys almost everybody in his path and beds 2 of the women in the class, and it's a dark comedy.
And finally, the season closes with Anything Goes, a Cole Porter musical chock full of classic songs.
Lots of great dance, tap dance, zany characters, very lighthearted. Should be a winner with our traditional audiences, hopefully with everybody.
But will the selections work?
Well, Chip, that's the million-dollar question. If I knew the real answer to that question, we'd be a lot more successful, because I pick shows. I have to tell you, I'm typically very excited about most every show we put on the schedule, because I have to go through the process of elimination, and the shows that I typically like the shows that we're going to do.
Panhandle PBS and the season will follow Amarillo Little Theatre throughout 2016 and 17. Up next, we'll take a peek at ALT Academy's summer camps and see how the acting bug can bite some awfully young actors. The season is brought to you in part with support from Park Central, Duncan & Boyd Jewelers, and Realty Central of Amarillo, with additional support from Kraus Landscape Contractors.